Oh, hello everyone. I'm Ru. No, you have to start.
I'm Louise.
And I'm Ru.
And together we are in the loop.
Yeah, and today we've got Kate with us from Get Social Media.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
That's all right. So basically we ask a couple of questions, just a few points, and it goes out to all sorts of small businesses wanting to start up, but also maybe what's good about social media is there's a lot of like not startups, but maybe even like myself, where we've had social media on platforms and then we kind of don't really do it anymore, where we probably should be pushing it.
Yeah.
So, but just tell us a bit about yourself. How did you get here today?
Sure. So I have been running Get Social Media Services for 3 years now. It was very much a side hustle. So through COVID, I was furloughed and I was like, you know what, this is my opportunity to do something that I really want to do. And I think that's how a lot of social media managers were born, was through COVID. So I trained in digital marketing, did a diploma, but also I was quite creative as well, because I think you need to have obviously that side to digital marketing.
Is that what you did? Is that what you were furloughed from, or?
No, I was actually furloughed from radio advertising.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for a local station, and I'd been there for quite a few years. So I still had an advertising background, but I always knew that I had a passion for social media. So I turned that passion into my now career. So 3 years down the line, I'm now working for myself full time. It did start as a side hustle. I had a full-time job as well. I really enjoyed that job as a social media manager. I love being around people and learning from other people in the marketing department as well. But it's just got to the point.
But how different is it, like with the radio, you don't see your face?
No.
And then now you're dancing on a TikTok or a...
I'm all over. Yeah, radio is very much behind the scenes. And now I had to put myself out there and get myself on videos, on reels, on social media.
And how about like when you first put yourself on, because like sometimes there was something, I was like chatting to someone the other day and they went, but I don't want to be in front of the camera. And that's like people's like nervous bit. I had some photos yesterday and then yesterday I put it on and I was like, I look ridiculous.
It's not everyone's faux pas, no. It's hard, but you have to do it. So you have to put yourself out there. It's just about gaining confidence.
Just go over it.
Yeah.
And I guess people want to know the person behind the business as opposed to just seeing sort of facts and figures and stuff.
Yeah, you have to humanise the brand and you have to create that authenticity. You can do it without being on the camera all the time, but it certainly does help get people to build that trust and that relationship and that rapport with you, and then they're more likely to take your services and your products. So it is just about practice, I'm afraid. You'll look back at the first video you do and you'll be like, oh my God, that's shocking. But you'll see how much you grow. Yeah.
It's funny hearing you say about furlough, because you're not the first person. We've had a couple, haven't we, that have said that their business has started because of furlough.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, although there were some horrendous parts of COVID, actually there's some people like yourself who have grown their business from what happened there. So
it was their leap, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You've got to make the best out of a bad situation if you can. So, I mean, the other alternative is like I could be facing, being unemployed and no revenue coming in. So I had to do it,
And then so what about the progression? So you've had the job.
Yeah.
And now you've left your job?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I would have loved to have carried on doing both, but it's just really not feasible. And also I didn't want clients to think that I was, I had a favourite. And it was very much, they were both equally important.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually tell a lot of my clients as well. And it got really hard. It's like they want to have a call with me and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm at work, I can't take the call. So it had to happen. But actually it's been great because I no longer look haggard. I'm sleeping like at normal time now, not working till 3 a.m. And I've probably got a passion back for it because I'm not tired and I'm not so stretched. I'm more creative. And I've just taken on a social media assistant to help as well. And the goal is like, it is all this now. It's all for my business. It's all for my clients. Let's grow and help more people.
Brilliant. Are you pleased you made that step now then?
I am. Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Really nerve-wracking. But if you don't do it, how are you ever going to know?
Yeah.
I'd rather learn from my mistakes of trying something than not trying.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to keep trying it.
Does it kind of make you feel like you wish you'd have done it before? Yeah.
Yeah. It would have saved me so many tears.
It is hard though, isn't it? I know we were talking earlier and I've just employed my first full-time employee but even when you do these sorts of things, sometimes you think, if I'd have done that before, this could have happened. But you've got to be ready, haven't you?
You have got to be ready. And if I'd have done it probably say last year, I don't think I would have been confident enough to do
Yeah.
it. So it is definitely the right time.
It's
to
a
do
big
it now.
responsibility because you then feel like you've got this responsibility.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've had to stop myself having several panic attacks, thinking, "Oh my God, I've got to bring the money in now." Like solely, it's all on me.
Yeah.
But that's my drive, that's
Yeah.
my ambition. So, and I'm determined. So, yeah.
Oh, amazing. What sort of businesses do you predominantly help then?
Small to medium businesses. I work with yoga retreats. I work with bookkeepers. I work with recruitment agencies. Also work with jewelers. So a whole mix. Some social media manager, like coaches, recommend that you have like a niche and just deal with one industry. However, maybe it's from my time in radio advertising, I worked with a whole host of businesses and I loved having that variety and just finding more about different businesses. And I love that. So I do see the benefits of having a niche. But for me, I like working with different businesses and having that variety and just learning so much from my clients as well.
Yeah.
But also with learning, like, you know, like how could you say you could, like, how could others help themselves? Where, I mean, like, I know me personally, I've tried TikTok and this one and that one. But like things are like constantly evolving.
It's always evolving. It's always changing. I recommend following other people in your niche. So say you're a business owner, take a look at what they're doing and what's working, not to copy and paste, but you'll get a good idea on what that your target audience, because I assume they'd be very similar, is working and resonating with them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Follow social media managers as well. So we do like to put hints and tips out there. One, because that's a way of gaining followers and clients, but also you'll learn an awful lot. Just don't follow too many people because it will become too much noise and you won't know who to listen to and it can get very conflicting. And focus on one platform at first. Because I know, like you say, you've tried different platforms yourself, Ruth, but if you're spreading yourself too thinly, how can you really focus on one platform and make a change?
Yeah, and that's really what I've done. So I've deleted one of them. I was just becoming like a constant scroller on this thing. So I deleted that one and thought of which one I personally get most from, which is Facebook. And rather than saying, here's a big pile of rubbish, and then second picture, there's the rubbish gone. It's more like, look at this gigantic teddy bear we found out of this job, or look at this, you know. So that's really what works for us. And I've started using LinkedIn.
Yes.
I don't know if...
Yeah, so if you're a B2B platform, you need to be on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's not everyone's cup of tea, but actually that's where you're going to find the majority of people, even just from a sales point of view, getting to know who to target.
I was going to say, because I guess different businesses, different platforms are going to perform a lot better for certain industries than they are others. So what's the easiest way or the best way of finding out which ones actually work for you, for your business?
Yeah.
Trial and error? Or?
Trial and error. And don't just cross-post all of your content, because actually what works on Instagram isn't necessarily going to work on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn is very much about you, the personality, and your thoughts. It's like a networking site. So when you come to a networking event, you don't want to see people dancing around, do you?
No.
You want to find more about them.
I mean, it might make it a bit more enjoyable.
Make it a bit more interesting. But it's about you and your insights. So it's just about tweaking that content. But it is very much trial and error. And then once you've nailed one platform, then by all means try to another. But you want to do some market research on there. So again, you're looking at competitors, seeing what type of followers they have. Actually, is it your target audience? Are they engaging with the content they're putting out there? You want a bit of research through like search terms that people would use on Google and hashtags to see if the audience
Is hashtag still a big thing?
It's not as big as it used to be.
I get so thrown by hashtags and how many you're meant to use on which platform and
And what words to use. as well.
Yeah.
So it's all, you can have a maximum of 30 on Instagram. By all means, use all 30, but have a go. So I find on my personal reels, if I just use 5 very generic, large hashtags, that works better.
Okay.
But then I have some clients that actually they work better having more hashtags, but like a smaller amount of content under each hashtag. So it is trial and error. There is unfortunately no one size fits all.
I've got to ask you as well, talking about LinkedIn, there's always this big debate with LinkedIn because it used to be so business and serious and professional.
Yeah.
And now you see people putting pictures of, you know, their kids on there and it's almost turned into like a business Facebook. what do you think about like the platform and how it's currently being used?
I never liked LinkedIn when it was really professional because it was boring.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious people were just out there to make a sale or to get to know you, to be able to cold call you. It was so obvious.
Yeah.
Now it is a little bit more relaxed, a bit more fun. And like I said before, people buy from people.
Yeah.
So you've got to show your human side. You know, if you are a parent, then talk about those challenges that you have whilst be a working parent, because people will be able to resonate with it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think you need to put all of your family photos on there. So it's about having a balance.
Yeah, I do prefer it the way that it is. And a few months ago, I decided to update my profile picture on there. So my profile picture on there now is me with the 2 dogs on my lap, taken by a photographer, Terry, who we had on actually talking about brand photography in the last episode. But yeah, I put it on there and I just put a post out to say, you know, this is me, like this is what's important to me. And if you don't like the fact that my profile picture's got 2 dogs in it, bye.
Yeah. My best posts on LinkedIn have been about me and my insights rather than about my business.
Yeah.
It just helps build that trust as well, I think.
Even yesterday I had a picture of me with a bin and how ridiculous I looked. I got loads of people were like connecting from that. I had someone down the road saying, "Oh, we must get a coffee," and you know,
Someone else saying you should have done your hair.
yes, and I should.
But it was funny, but it was relevant.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it got me like loads more reactions.
I'm not
to call it.
surprised. It was a really fun
Yeah,
post.
stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
So I've started like using it for that. But I also found on LinkedIn, it's well, yesterday I bought a load of sanitary bins. I couldn't remember the woman's name that I'd spoken to at a show. Put it on there. Oh, and then they're all in.
He's off. Did you find her then?
Yeah, I've just ordered them.
Amazing.
Oh, nice. See, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Powers of social media.
I know.
So talking about that then, so obviously, like Root said, the sort of the main point of our podcast is to help people that are just starting out in business or maybe have just started and they want to know different avenues and things to do. So if they're thinking about their social media, where should they start in obviously talking to someone like yourself? Like, should they have any thoughts of what they want beforehand, or can they literally just contact you and say, I've just set up my business, like, help?
Either. So it depends. Some clients have really strong ideas on what they want, but they're not necessarily right.
Okay.
Or going to work best for them. So you have to have an open mind and trust. I hate using this term, but the expert.
Yeah.
You know, we know what we're doing. We work with lots of businesses. But equally, if you don't have an idea, then by all means,
Just ask.
We're here to help and start from scratch.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask. Like, people are going to go, "Oh, I can do it myself. Do I need a social media man?" So yeah, you've got the insight every day doing that.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you know, I've got one of my clients, she's a yoga teacher and has the yoga retreats. She knows exactly what she's doing and she's great at it. She just doesn't have the time. And because she hasn't got the time, it's then rushed, it's not executed properly. So if you're going to start out, literally just reach out in the DMs and just have a chat.
Yeah.
With someone.
And how do you do it? As like a package?
Yeah,
Or-
packages. I look back and when I first started, I tried to help out with every service possible and I just spread myself too thinly.
Okay.
So I very much just got social media management and I've got coaching because a lot of people actually just need that nudge and that confidence.
So the coaching is so that you can help people do it themselves?
Yes, yeah. Because a lot of people are quite precious of their brand and their social media, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
So that's perfect for them. But if you don't have the time, you don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing, you've got social media management. So I have like a few tiers, 3 different tiers,
Okay.
depending on how many platforms you have. If you want video as well, because video editing takes a lot longer. But however, video reach, even though it's the most consumed type of media, especially on LinkedIn and TikTok, the views now aren't anywhere near as high as they used to be. So people are focused on photos and graphics as well.
Okay.
So I do replicate that in my packages because you do get people going, well, I just want all video.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that'd be a mistake. 'Cause
Do a
there's
bit
a lot
of
of
both.
people out there who don't want to consume just video as well. They want to take their time and be able to read something. So.
And what would you say then? Because I've had a couple of people that have said before, and again, it was leading on from the conversation of that, let's face it, when we all start up a business, you wear all the hats. And then you get to the point where you think, okay, I can't do all of this myself. So you look at outsourcing. Now, I've had people say before that with the social media, they're like, yeah, but no one knows my business better than me. So I guess, do you have like a sort of consult meeting, I guess, with people to find out? And
Yeah, definitely. So there's an onboarding process. So I need to see your business through your eyes, and I need to understand your customer as well. Primarily because they're the people that we're going to be talking to. So there is an onboarding process. It's like an initial meeting, find a bit more about you so I can put a proposal together. Once someone's happy to go ahead, okay, let's get into the nitty gritty. What services make you the most money? Is there anything you want to push? Let's look at your current marketing, your tone of voice, your branding. So yeah, we have a good in-depth chat about your business and how you want to market yourself. Okay. And then no post would ever go out without approval as well, and thoroughly.
You can't do it drunk.
No, I wouldn't recommend that. Put the phone away when you're drunk.
I bet there's loads.
If you do post when you're drunk, make sure it's your own. And
I bumped into Roop on when was it? Friday night.
Never happened.
He'd had a couple, and he ended up messaging someone that works for Roop, that's one of my friends, and the message I got back was, "Tell him I quit."
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Okay, so if people are wanting to get in touch with you, so what's when you said a minute ago about the DM, so is Instagram the best way to contact you?
Yeah, I primarily focus on Instagram. I am going to start looking at LinkedIn, but at the moment I just get all of my business through Instagram.
What about Facebook? Do you think you would get as much through Facebook?
No, I don't think it's the right platform for me.
Because you're more like...
Yeah, I just think, and also the reach on Facebook is so crap unless you pay for it. It is notoriously bad. I mean, you could share it to community groups, but I just feel that just feels a bit spammy.
Yeah, I feel the community groups stuff is like, there's loads of them now.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's...
I think with the groups, the best thing about the groups is when people put their own post on there and say, "I'm looking for," and then you get tagged or recommended in them. Like, I think for us, I think that's the main way that we get work, is just from recommendations as opposed to posts.
Yeah. And I think you should definitely be on Facebook because people use it like a search engine. So they use it like Google. Yeah. So it just means when they are searching for your services, you have a page and a presence on there. I just don't pour my heart into it like I do in Instagram. And I've recently just taken up a new strategy for TikTok as well, because TikTok and Instagram, even though they are entertaining, they are very different. Right. So TikTok's more about the trends and my personality rather than tips as well. So I've been trialing that, and that's been working quite well.
And a good thing about TikTok is they got the shopping, don't they? So if you had a product,
it's really good.
You can sell through it, and like same with the clothing. She does the lives, and she sells on her lives.
It's phenomenal. So
Vicky.
Okay, so
she does those on Facebook, doesn't she? Yeah. Although she could do on TikTok,
she gets a lot of sales from them. But yeah, I've seen people do it on TikTok.
I'm not surprised. It's a huge platform. People don't realise. I actually can't remember the numbers, but it is up there with Amazon as one of the biggest reselling platforms in the UK. Wow. So I had some training with TikTok actually. So about TikTok Shop, because it is absolutely huge. And it's only going to get bigger because the idea was that I help bring them clients as well. Yeah. It's going to help my clients.
Oh, wow.
So I do...
Tip, what you're saying about TikTok is bigger than Facebook and all the other platforms and YouTube put together. Is how big they are. Yeah, that's how big TikTok is.
Wow. Maybe I should break
You have a look, but you will waste so much time on there. The other evening.
That's why
I don't want it.
That's why I had to delete it, because I was just scrolling and watching.
I knew it was that one you deleted.
Facebook is about to launch very soon their own version of TikTok.
Which is the same as Instagram, surely.
Well, I'm going to get divorced soon. Luke spends enough time scrolling through TikTok. If there's another one that gets added to this, I might as well move out.
And you've got to, with all these new platforms, because Threads was introduced a few months ago, and that was phenomenal to begin with. Because if you ask me, Twitter is dead.
Yeah,
Elon Musk is just X is completely.
Which is stupid, because now they say X, which is formerly known as Twitter.
They might as well just left it as Twitter.
But Threads has. It's not dying, but it has slowed off. But there was so much hype at the beginning; it was bound to tail off.
Yeah.
But you've got to try it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Someone said to me with Threads, they said, look, even if you're not going to use it, get it so that you've got the same handle as the rest of your stuff. So I got it, and for the first week, I was like, and put a couple of things on there, and then I just thought, I'm bored now. Yeah, that was it. That's about as far as I went with that.
Although with waste, I don't know. It's just with waste, it's like a lot of look at this big van load of rubbish we've picked up, and how boring. But there was that guy at Asheville
You need to
who had
stick
the
to Kate.
lorries.
Yeah.
And he's like massive on YouTube. And now I've seen he was on Discovery Channel doing
Yeah.
it's like led on. But his friend was Yanni from, the
The
car
car
stickers.
one.
Okay.
But,
So,
you
you said about like waste on Threads, how boring, but you just have to tweak it so it's not boring. You wouldn't just post a picture of a bin, you'd
That's what they're doing.
Hashtag bin.
Yeah, you have to tweak it so it's right for that audience on Threads.
Yeah.
Because if you just post videos and photos on Threads, then you might as well just stick to Instagram. It's different. It's like a micro blogging site. But funny enough, you mentioned about YouTube Shorts. The reach on there is incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah.
See, I like YouTube because if I don't know how to do something,
You go
YouTube
to
it.
YouTube. Yeah, it's used differently. So you've got primarily the longer form content. So if you wanted a tutorial or a guide on something, you're going to go to YouTube. But they have got shorts now, and a lot of people are just cross posting from.
How
TikTok.
long what's like the maximum length of a short?
That's a good question.
I wonder if there's an
They
actual.
extend it. I think.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes
Oh,
class is
short.
short. Yeah, under 5 minutes class is short.
Yeah, because originally I think it was like a minute, and then they progressed.
And do you still make money out of shorts like you do?
Yeah, because YouTube can, as long as your channel is monetized, you can make money from adverts. But they put the criteria of monetization quite high now.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we've just been recording not for reach or anything like that, but just purely for information. So I guess there'll be shorts, but we use Zero as that's our software of choice, really. So we've done like a Zero A to Z's of like all different tips of things that people
great.
can use Zero for. So we've started. I've got up to F so far.
Oh,
Just trying to find the
quite
time.
far.
But
That's a
they're,
really great
they're
idea.
definitely shorts.
Yeah,
So
that's a great series. And if you have a series as well, you're making people come back for the next part as well. So that's a great growth driver.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you know what I feel like you should do? I don't know if you already do it, but from the little things that you've said and with all these different avenues, I feel like you should do like a group info session and give people like tips and tricks so that we can all pay
Like a
to
workshop.
come along.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like maximum of 20, 25
Yeah, not an
people or
online workshop,
something.
a proper workshop. Would be cool.
I think this needs to happen because I'd definitely be there.
Yeah, I'd go to that.
This is music to my ears because that is in my plan. So I'm currently planning at the moment. And this is another reason I had to leave my full-time job so I could
Right.
do all these different avenues. Because I am fully booked for social media management, even with Chloe, and I could take on someone else, but it's being able to manage that and bring in other revenue streams and other.
But if people did it themselves, like there was a workshop and then you said like, go away and then we'll have a catch up. Because you get these like business mentors, why can't you have a social media?
Absolutely, and you
Bobby.
can.
Yeah.
And you
So
can.
Bobby, who works for me, she does all of our like social media stuff. But if you did something like that, I mean, that would be two of us straight away that would be coming because then it gives you ideas.
Yeah.
As you were saying, like all the different avenues are so different in the way that you should be using them. So
It would give you
Sign
and the
us all
business
up.
owner so much value and help save so much time down the long run. So the idea is do workshops and do an online course as well. Someone did challenge me recently. They're like, okay, what's different than just Googling it? Well, you're not speaking to an algorithm. You're speaking to someone who works with social media, and I can make that personal to your industry, your niche as well.
Yeah.
The other problem with Googling it is like in 3 months later, that information's old because
Yeah.
they got like new.
And equally, I think it's all very well being able to do research, and that does come into its own with a lot of things. But with stuff like this, I think that the majority of people want that human face-to-face interaction to be able to actually have conversations about it. A question will come up, and that might lead on to something else, and then you've got the entire room sort of throwing in ideas and.
Yeah, very interactive.
Yeah.
And you'll learn from each other. And I hate that term, networking.
Yeah.
But it is a networking event. And then you've then got a community that you can go back to going, oh, remember that cake that thing tried? How did you get on with that?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You'd have to. Are you local too here? So where are you based?
I'm based in Ash, little Ash.
Oh, okay.
So,
You should come and look because we do a dinner club once a month, and it's just business owners that get together. It's very social as opposed to stuffy networking. You should come along to that, and then equally, especially when you've sorted out your workshop.
And we were
I
chatting
think a lot
about
of
it the
people-
other day
Yeah,
about
we were.
social media, about what people do and because Lisa was saying about she's using LinkedIn more and
Yeah,
so
it was a hot topic of the dinner
Was it?
last
sounds
month.
right up my street.
Yeah, it's good.
Count
It's
me in.
actually I think even Jack when I was like looking for podcasting
even Jack.
even Jack I think I googled it and then that's what I went on second was Instagram is on your Instagram.
Yeah, so Instagram, yeah, because I'm on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, I've got 11,000 followers. Well, but none of them talk to you. It was an experiment. I'll
Try and sell
connect
to you.
people. And when their birthdays come up, I always say congratulations, new job, kind of thing like that. Some will reply back. So it's kind of a global experiment. Would it work? You know, 'cause they're kind of saying you need, was it 7 likes, 7 followers, then your video will go viral or something like that.
Oh, really?
It's not true.
All these advice, and it really, really bugs me. Basically, the way that each algorithm works, they all work slightly differently, but essentially in that first 45 minutes to an hour that you've posted, if your followers are not engaging with your content, then they're not going to push it out to a wider audience. So that's why it's really important to have an engaged community. And by that, I mean that you are actively commenting on their posts, liking their posts, taking an interest in their content as well. Because it's like, I'll scratch your back, you'll scratch mine, which seems a bit fake, but it's how it is. And then
It'll help it push to the people that you're trying to get to.
Exactly. So if you have your community nailed first, they are the first people that are going to be engaging with your content, and then that's going to help your post reach a wide audience.
Yeah, and like you're saying, just be like that continuous thing.
Yeah.
Because I get like a bit, we're a bit quiet, we'll quick put something out.
Yeah,
And
I
people
know.
are like, oh, you're
Panic
flat.
post.
Busy. And I'm like,
I do understand that, because you're busy business owners, you know? Yeah, I do get it, but you've got to be consistent.
So as a start out,
Yeah.
like, I'm sure everyone's going to think, is there like, what's like a common cost? Is there a set cost? Or it's just
Yeah, it depends, because what might work for one business is not going to be right for them.
Yeah.
So we just need to look at how many posts we're putting out a week, how many platforms, the type of content. So how long is it actually going to take for me to create? Are you going to send me the images as well? But as a ballpark figure, it can start from $5.95 a month for Instagram, and then cross-posted to, say, like Facebook.
Yeah. And people can, so on that level, people can be sort of as involved as much or as little that they want, and then you just gauge it from there. So they can give you the pictures and videos and stuff, or you could get involved.
Yeah, so I love it when it's a local business and I can go and actually create the content, because then I know I've got my vision and I know it's executed properly. Yeah. And I don't mean that in any offence, but the amount of times I do get a video back and it's like, oh, it's not quite right, or the lens is dirty. That is my number one tip: wipe your lens.
oh, mine's broken.
It makes such a difference to the quality. So yes, I do prefer it when I'm going out there to create the content, but I would like to receive photos and videos anyway.
Yeah.
Because yes, I can create graphics for you and graphic design, but actually people want real life photos of you and the brand. That's what works better.
Yeah, I find them graphics, use them once, and then you're like, oh, put it out. I can't really do it again.
Yeah, you can, but you would need to
Mix it up.
Yeah. You can.
What are you going to do, Louise, from this?
Say it again.
Like, what are you going to do from this with your social media?
Oh gosh, well, I always feel like I need TikTok, but I just am not brave enough, I don't think. I just, I mean, social media is a weird one for us because, I mean, bookkeeping, it's boring, let's face it. There's not really a lot that you sort of think that, we can make this exciting. For us, a lot of the stuff that we post is about tips or updates or like information and stuff.
Tips would be quite cool.
Yeah, so we do that bit. That's partly why we're doing this 0 A to Z's, because a lot of people use Xero. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
It's
Well, like I
very
said, that
popular.
end of year, who's your top 10 customers? You can look that up.
Yep. Brute knows how to do that now. But yeah, I don't know. I think for us, it's more about just like the visibility for us, really, rather than trying to win business, rightly or wrongly. But for us, it's just about being out there so that people remember us.
Yeah.
But
Stay
all of
top
our
of
work, all our work comes, to be honest, through recommendations from our existing customers.
But the first thing that they will probably do is search for you on social media. It's something like 80% of sales are made from a decision they've made based on searching you on social media.
Yep.
So even though they might not have actually found you on it, you still need to have a presence.
Yeah.
So by being on there and showing your expertise by having hints and tips will definitely help that buying decision.
It's almost a bit like a just constantly updated brochure, isn't it, about your business?
Yeah, it is. And you obviously say you've got like your hints and your tips and that you do. It depends on your brand personality, but I follow a lawyer, a solicitor's firm on TikTok. I hope I never have to use their services. However, if I do, I'm going straight to them because their personality just shines through.
Brilliant.
And it's made them top of mind, always going to think of them.
Yeah.
Anyone needs a solicitor, I go, you need to look for
Yeah.
such and such, and look for them at TikTok. So you should definitely have a presence. But if it's not your bag about dancing, then you don't need to do that.
I'm a gymnast really, so maybe I'll just do that instead.
Do a little cartwheel over your
post on my
keyboard.
head.
You could do a tip. You could do a tip, couldn't you, whilst handstand? Yeah, that could be a next series.
Oh dear. Yeah, now I've got this lady joining us full time. I might have a bit of extra time on my hands, so we have to wait and see.
I do have a tip that I just thought of though. If anyone's starting out on social media, nail your branding first. Because you see a lot of people and they change it every few weeks, or it's not the same from what's on their website and it's not the same from their Instagram to their LinkedIn.
Yeah. Make
sure it's consistent, because then if someone falls from your website to your social media or vice versa, that you're instantly recognisable.
Yes.
And then go to your next platform.
Yeah.
They know that's you as well. And then when they see your posts with consistent branding, they're going, oh yeah, that's them. So have your branding.
That's the perfect top tip, isn't it? To follow on from our last two guests. The last two guests previous to this, we had Terry, who was branding photographer, and then we had Lisa before that, who is branding, so logo design and everything like that. And that was the main thing, wasn't it? Consistency between everything. So
Definitely.
it's almost like we planned that.
Oh, phew.
Well, we've got one more question for
A bit
you.
awkward.
Louise can say this one.
Oh.
I don't know what question we're doing. You've got the notebook. I gave you the thing today. Okay, so if you could only have one cocktail for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pina colada, without a doubt.
That was so quick.
That is my my holiday drink, or just drink in general. Pina colada.
Oh, what's yours, Root?
Well, I'm not drinking anymore after Friday.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Just a red wine. I'm just boring like that.
Oh,
Classic.
Lord.
What would you have?
Oh, no, Long Island iced tea if we're going to go for cocktails.
Oh, crikey. No wonder you were in that state.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I think mine would probably be a mojito. I do love a passion fruit martini, but if you drink too many of those, they're very sickly. So I think I'd go just your plain bog standard mojito.
I do like mojito, but it takes so long to make.
I don't make it. I'll buy it at the bar.
Yeah, I know, but then you've got to wait.
And to make two at once.
Not putting that much effort in.
You have to wait next time.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really good, and it's been really informative for people out there. So just let people know then, if anyone wants to find you,
Your tags.
where should they find you, and by searching what?
Yeah. So go to Instagram first, and the tag, it's really boring. Kate Gets Social Media.
Okay.
Brilliant. So Instagram first. And have you got a website or anything, or do you literally, is Instagram your...
I'm building a new one at the moment. So my
Okay.
current one is actually linked from my Instagram.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
It's been really good.
Very much.
And if anyone has got any questions for Kate, you can find her at Kate Get Social Media on Instagram. And if you've got any questions for us or any topics that you'd like to see covered, please do let us know.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dee Shepherd from SMJ Media Group. If you like what we do and if you enjoyed what you heard today, then please do continue to support us. Support us in our conversations, in our events, in our communication, and how we publish and how we promote all local businesses. So, how do you do that? Well, you can buy me a coffee. Where? buymeacoffee.com/SMJ Media Group.